The February 14th, 2022 meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Alcoffer.
Here.
Mr. Alcoffer is present. Mr. Baines. Mr. Baines is here. Ms. Taylor.
Here.
Ms. Taylor is present. Chairwoman DeFlorio.
Here.
Chairwoman DeFlorio is here. Mr. Frazier.
Here.
Mr. Frazier is here.
We will need to suspend the rules of the legislature for the purposes of prohibiting public in-person attendance. You have a non-debatable motion on your agenda, which will need a maker and a second.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Alcoffer, seconded by, I think, legislator Baines. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not, and no emails have been submitted.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda for tonight is a presentation by Emily Royce, Associate Planner for the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council. I invited Ms. Royce to give a presentation today. I know we've got a couple of a new member, as well as several new members in the legislature for anyone listening. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to have a presentation, to have a better for anyone new, to have a better understanding of what we're actually paying for when we pass the referral in front of us tonight. So thank you, Ms. Royce. And we will have, we will have a Q&A after the presentation. So thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, let me share my screen. There we go. All right, so yes, as I was introduced, I am an associate planner at the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council, and I am excited for the opportunity to share with you about who we are and what we do. First off, let me explain what a regional council, planning council does. We are a planning organization providing technical assistance. We study the needs and conditions of our region and develop strategies to address these across the various jurisdictions. We're a consensus builder through partnerships with other organizations in our region and municipalities through the 9 counties that we have here. And our programs include comprehensive and transportation planning, economic development, workforce development, and the environment, which includes water resources, clean energies, and other projects that may come up as needed. Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council specifically was established in 1977. We are the oldest planning agency of its type in the state. There are 9 regional councils across New York State. We have a 10-member organization or council with executive committee of the regional council board. There's also planning coordination and economic development committees that we have. We work through collaboration agreement, and there's a staff of 5, 3 other planners and myself, and then a director. We're also a longstanding federally designated economic development district, so we facilitate that. We work on regional issues such as infrastructure, water resources, land use, housing, and community development. As the federally designated economic development district, we are the policymaking organization for the region, depending on what are the needs. We are the ones that help facilitate that. We're at the forefront of trends and concepts in land use planning, and we're involved in projects that deliver results for the long term for our region, for the various towns, villages, and cities, and any of the goals that we have here using the latest concepts. Our main programs that we have is Economic Development Administration. We facilitate the revolving loan fund to stimulate economic projects. We're also working with various counties, Monroe included, on the broadband initiative. Rich Sutherland, one of our planners, our senior planner, has been doing a fabulous job with the broadband initiative and coordinating with all the counties on that. Another main program we have is clean energy. We work with NYSERDA through the Clean Energy Communities Program. Rob Richardson is the facilitator for that, our planner, and he is doing a fantastic job guiding and encouraging our communities through the various high impact action items that they can achieve success in clean energy goals. The program itself has also recently gotten some new high impact action items that are applicable at the county level. The program previously did not support county involvement as much, and they've definitely made changes and strides to encourage that. So there's some great opportunities there. And then we also have land use and other programs doing risk assessment. We've facilitated all hazard mitigation plans in the past, stakeholder and public outreach, transportation and housing studies. We are a resource with census data, recently doing the local update of census addresses prior to the 2020 census, workforce development, and then water resources programs and things of that nature. We provide technical assistance, supporting county and local economic development and planning and tourism initiatives as needed, depending on what is the most pressing concern or hot topic that we can help facilitate and support, which is tourism, market analysis for site selection, workshops, training programs, and things of that nature. We also support municipal planning, including comprehensive plans, zoning, and other land use regulation, open space, agriculture on an as-needed basis, depending on what is coming up with each of our counties and our municipalities. We have supported Livingston County with their solar siting, and we offer a biannual local government workshop. We also support Main Street revitalization. It's one of our goals. Through GIS mapping, we have a Complete Streets initiative that is wrapping up soon. And that actually grew from the Preparing Village Main Streets project that we've previously worked on. So our projects also build on each other based on what's important to the region and each county, as all the counties are different, but have common goals too. The Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, otherwise known as CEDS, it's a regional guide. Its purpose is to create jobs, foster stable and diverse economy, and improve the quality of life. It's updated approximately every 5 years, and we facilitate that, working with the 9 counties on the economic development projects that are going on in each county. And the most recent one was approved in September of last year. It's used as a coordination of efforts at a regional level across the various counties of how we can kind of come together and further the goals of economic development, and it helps identify funding priorities. The CEDS also guides our annual work program that we do as the Economic Development District. The Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council's goal is to continue supporting the high quality of life in the region and providing assistance and expertise to encourage growth through housing, supporting the transportation initiatives that can improve commute times, and all the various things that go into quality of life for each of us. So what we have upcoming is we have a regional summit on March 3rd. That will be at the Gould Hotel. You can still register for that. That's an economic development summit that will provide information, and we have some keynote speakers for that. We also send out monthly e-blasts on various programs or funding opportunities or studies and white papers that have been done on our region that are applicable and can assist each of our municipalities. And then we also we have our local government workshop coming up in the middle of May. So stay tuned for more information on that. If you're interested to sign up for our e-blasts, you can go to our website for that, and we would be happy to share regionally applicable information. Are there any questions at this time?
Yes, Legislator Elcoffer.
Go ahead, Legislator Alcoffer.
Okay, thank you. Part of my district covers the town of Ogden, and there are some rural areas out there, Union Street, West Side Drive, and a lot of these solar farms are popping up in Ogden out there. And going around campaigning last year, some of the neighbors, or many of the neighbors, really weren't too pleased with the solar farms. They want things to remain as they were 10, 20 years ago. Do you get involved in this? You know, it's land use, which is in your bailiwick. Do you get involved in the planning of these solar farms, or work with the towns in the development of these?
We don't get involved with the planning specifically, but we can definitely be a resource and support the towns as they work their way through this, and provide expertise or connect them to the expertise to help them make informed decisions in terms with the solar siting and the solar fields, and how best to use the land for that. So yeah, I would be happy to connect you with one of my colleagues who can support you further on that.
Yeah, please do. I'd like to make the connection so I can work between some of the residents out there and the town administration. So thank you. I yield the floor.
Any other questions?
Legislator Baines, Madam Chair.
Yeah, go ahead, Legislator Baines.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to Ms. Royce, can you tell us the total yearly budget for your organization?
I would like to. I don't have that information offhand right now, but I would be very happy to provide that to you in writing. I apologize for not having that.
Yeah, can you estimate it? Doesn't have to be exact.
I would not be able to make an educated guess. I apologize.
No, through you, Madam Chair. I don't want to put you on the spot, but it's just, when you're doing funding, it's good to know, what portion we pay. Do you know how the formula works among the counties that support you? Is it done by the size of the county in terms of the contribution made through you, Madam Chair, to you, Ms. Royce?
Again, I apologize. I've not spent much time on the budget or how it's split up. I could posit a conjecture, but I don't think that would be accurate enough to be suitable. So
Okay.
I do apologize.
No. Well, it's always important, through you, Madam Chair, to Ms. Royce. It's always important just to have context because these are, public meetings, and we do have some people watching, and of course I'm personally interested. Can you talk a little bit through you, Madam Chair, to Ms. Royce? Can you talk a little bit about the size of your organization over time? Maybe, I don't know how long you've been with the organization, but has it grown in the number of employees over, say, the last 10 years?
I have been with the organization for approximately 3 years, and we have been stable for, I would say, probably the last 6 or 7 years at 4 planners. We are an efficient organization where my colleagues and myself support each other on each program that we work on, and we're also pretty independent and successful at that too, to facilitate these planning projects. So I don't know exactly where we were 10 years ago, but I know for at least the last 5 or 6 years, it's been 4 planners. At this point, I know that we are balancing the workload with the number of people and looking to see if there is a way to grow in the near future, for sure, to continue supporting the needs of the region, and to do that efficiently and with expertise.
Thank you. I yield the floor, Madam Chair.
Are there any other questions for Ms. Royce at this time?
Legislator Frazier. Madam Chair,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I want to thank you for sharing it. My only question, thank you for the presentation and inviting them, because that certainly was information for me. All I would ask is that, is it possible to get a copy of this presentation?
Absolutely, yes, I would be very happy to share this. I believe the clerk has the PDF, and I apologize, there's no contact information on this last screen, but we would be very happy to answer any questions on any projects or needs that you have moving forward, for sure. We are definitely open to that as well, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will make sure that gets shared out to the committee. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, Ms. Royce. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Legislator Baines, I will follow up with that budgeting question that you had. I sit on the Regional Planning Council, and I always hate to make a wrong assumption, but I'm almost 100% certain that all member counties pay the same amount for our annual contribution, but I will confirm. And
Thank you, Madam Chair.
you're welcome. Moving on. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the January 24th, 2022 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
22-0066, approve a public employees blanket bond for the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council.
So moved.
Second,
Moved by legislator Bain, seconded by legislator Elkoffer. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, one question, please. Could someone from the administration define how these monies are going to be spent?
Public bond, right? Yeah, the public bond.
Through the chair, this and the companion referral, which comes next, this is just authorizing the acceptance of the blanket bond, which is required under General Municipal Law 11900. I could either speak to that or speak to the subject matter on referral number 22-0067.
Yes, 220066 right now, please.
Correct. Your question is more pertinent to the second referral, but I'm happy to answer both of them as companion pieces.
Right, go ahead.
As the representative from the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council noted, each county within the Planning Council has a contribution for the annual allotment for support of the organization. The support of the organization are the matters that were outlined by the representative from the Planning Council. There are a dividing of the Regional Planning Council's budget amongst the member organizations. Monroe's participation is the $32,000 that's before you for 22-67, whereas other counties pay in proportion of the amount of representation they have on the Planning Council. Genesee, for example, is $10,000, as is Livingston, Wayne, and Ontario. So to answer your question, legislator, our contribution is our percentage of support for the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council and is used in operations as noted by the representative.
Okay, understood. So those funds could be going for salaries and things of that nature?
It is our contribution to support the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council, which of course supports both their programs as well as the internal support of the organization.
Okay, thank you. I yield the floor.
Thank you. And thank you for correcting me, which is why I never like to assume. Is there any other discussion on this agenda item? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
22-0067, authorize an annual contribution to the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council.
Move it, Madam Chair.
Second.
Moved by legislator Elkauffer, seconded by legislator Taylor. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
22-0068, acceptance of a grant from the Genesee Transportation Council for land use project.
So
Move it.
moved.
Second.
Moved by legislator Bain, seconded by legislator Elkauffer. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, the February 14th meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee will be held on March 21st, 2022 at 5:45 p.m.